Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Clan World. Today, I'll be doing another Clash Royale video on my lower level account. So just going through what I already did in the heal draft spell challenge. So I got to 9 wins, and there I am now. But I also have 2 losses. So I did get the award for getting to that many wins. And then also, I have unlocked the heal spell as I showed you, because I got to the 6th win point. So let's go and upgrade that now. And then I also got the Dart Goblin. And then the 2 other cards I got was I got the Executioner in the shop, and I bought it for 1,000 gold. And then also I unlocked the log. So that is pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and make a deck with it, and I'll use it later in the video. So I'm going to put in my normal cards, like the Minion Horde and the Barbarians, and then I'll put in the new cards I got, so the log, instead of the Zap, and then the Executioner, which I'll put in, and then I think I might use that deck, or I might put in a Giant instead. Yeah, I'll put in the Giant, so it's 4.1, a little expensive, but now I'll go up and hopefully get to that 10 win point where I can unlock 25,000 gold. So I'm going to choose the Rage spell, and then probably the Executioner, and then let's go with the Bowler, and then Zap, yeah. So the thing that I always worry about in this challenge is sometimes they only put in 1 tank in between the 2 of you, and if you don't get a tank, you're going to have a seriously hard time at winning, and that's usually when I get my losses, when I don't get a tank. So usually when I get a choice between a tank, I almost always take it. And what they actually do in the draft challenge, if you haven't noticed, they take 2 actual decks that are like meta decks or things that people use a lot, and then they scramble those up, and if you like play it right and your opponent also plays it right, you two could like actually get actual normal decks. But that rarely ever happens. So now I'm gonna play the Mega Minion, and then Royal Giant maybe. So I think I might play the Royal Giant in the back or the front. Yeah, I'll play him in the front, and then put down archers behind him to support him up. And I'll put down the Bowler first, but he has an Inferno Tower. So that's going to be pretty annoying to deal with all game. So I think a way past it might be zapping it, because Heal Spell won't do enough to prevent it. So it will still go down even though I have 2 tanks. So now I have an Executioner coming down his lane, and I'll support that with archers, and then a heal spell. But he just has a double wizard, and like with the Inferno Tower, that's going to shut down almost all of my pushes. So this is going to be a little hard to deal with. Let's drop a Mega Minion right on top of his wizard, and it actually did nothing. So that was very useless. Now I'm gonna get ready for another push with the Royal Giant. I'm gonna drop a Bowler in defense, and I'll drop a Royal Giant in front of that. And he is going to rocket my Bowler, but it will step forward, and he will miss. My Bowler will already be basically dead from that wizard. Now I'm gonna get ready to zap it. And I zap it, but that's still basically gonna do nothing, because I'm only gonna get like 2 shots from the Royal Giant. And he does have the rocket, so this game with 30 seconds over, it's already probably over, because there's nothing I can really do against that rocket, because there's no way to defend against the rocket, and with that Inferno Tower, there's nothing I can really do to defend against that. So a smart thing I could have done earlier in the game was I could have started splitting up my tanks, so I use 1 tank for the Inferno Tower, and then he can't take out my other tank with the Inferno Tower, because it's already out of cycle and dead. But I did not do that, and with it's already in overtime, and he does have the rocket, so one more hit from the rocket should end it, and his Inferno Tower will be coming out right about now. And that is GG, well played, because his rocket will be coming in like 3 seconds, and he just mirrored poison, so I don't even think he'll need to rocket that. So that's kind of annoying, but here goes the rocket anyways, and he did need to do it, and that is GG. So that was a sad way to end that draft challenge. I really wish I would have gotten that 100 heal spell at the end, or the 25,000 gold. But let's open that chest. So a lot of gold, which I don't need. Fire spirits, a knight, a free spell, an executioner, which is nice, a bomber, and then 25 mini petals. So overall, a pretty nice challenge. I feel like I played it pretty well. And now I'm gonna go over into the deck I just built a few seconds ago. And then I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that. The 2 cards that I'm going to use there. So the Giant first. And then the Executioner. So I do have a lot of gold. So comment down below, what should I spend the gold on? Like, what card do you want to see me use? So I'm going to drop my Giant in the back once I have 10 elixir. And then I'll go ahead and drop probably the Executioner and Electro Wizard behind that. And then I will log down that Princess. And I think I will get the Ice Wizard. Yeah, I'll also get the Ice Wizard. So that's kind of nice. And then I'm just going to Fireball all those cards he has right there. So, and now there's no point in really healing because those Barbarians are going to take out anything anyways. So, it's pretty well played by him. And he also is a level 10, so that's kind of annoying. Gonna drop down Barbarians to deal with that Hog Rider. And Electro Wizard for the zap, basically. And now, the Electro Wizard did get ahead of everything, but if I can't heal all that, that will be kind of nice. And I'm gonna go ahead and log the Princess. And right when I dropped the log, I realized that it was completely useless because the Princess is way too far back for that to do anything. But the Barbarians will go and clean her up anyways. So I just wasted 2 elixir completely. It's kind of annoying. And now I'm going to go ahead and drop another Giant in the back once I get 10. So instead of doing that, I'm going to play a little defense first because he placed in this wizard, so he's going to probably start to push. And he will Fireball that my Executioner, but I can do Barbarians then, and he will freeze it. So I placed that Electro Wizard a little late. I probably should have played him a little earlier to run a little damage. And if I can get my Giant right in the middle, that would be like amazing, because right now all his towers will both lock on to my Giant, and Minion Horde in the middle with a heal spell on the minions, but he will just Fireball them. It's kind of annoying. And I did get quite amount of damage off on his King Tower, but he probably will be able to take down my tower because of his Hog Freeze push. And I don't know why I didn't play the Electro Wizard there. That was really stupid. I was just like thinking my Executioner would do it, and I was saying way too much damage there, and that was actually really kind of stupid of me. Now I'm going to go ahead and Fireball his Barbarians. So now I don't think he'll be able to get 2 hits with that, and his Hog will get 1 hit, and it won't be able to get the 2nd hit, so I will end up winning 1-0. And I wasn't getting anything done on his other towers, so that's kind of nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and switch up this deck, and I'm going to put in 3 Musketeers instead of, I think the Executioner would be the smartest. Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in Ice Wizard. And the 2, I think I might switch out the Barbarians for a Skeleton Army. because it's basically the same thing. And then the minion horde for 3 elixir minions. So that's going to make the deck cheaper. And now I'm going to upgrade my 3 muskets. And why I put in the 3 muskets is because if you fireball them, I can drop the heal spell on them, and therefore they won't die, and they still will be able to get quite an amount of damage off if I can play this right. So I am playing Roger, who is a level 9. So it's kind of annoying that I'm facing so many guys higher than me at this point, but I guess that was just going to happen once I got a little high for my level, which I'm not even that high for my level, but it's just still kind of annoying. And the wizard will be able to take out my minions in one hit, so the heal spell won't end up helping them that much. And I'm going to log them and then electro wizard them. But first I'm going to log, then I'm going to electro wizard with the zap, but still that's going to be my tower because of the rage, and I wasn't able to clean up the minions. So that is not a good start to this game. So he got way too much damage off of my king tower right there. It's already down to 1700, but I don't think he has a fireball in this deck. So he will play a Goblin Barrel, and I'll just wrap that up with a Skeleton Army. And then I think I'm just going to play all 3 muskets in the back on one side. And hopefully they can get all the way up to the bridge with the giant in front of them, and that will do serious amounts of damage. So I don't think I'll be able to get the giant in front of them, so I'm thinking just playing a heal. But because of the witch and the skeletons, I think I will be able to get the giant in front. So that is very nice. And now I'm going to heal them right there once they get past the bridge. And that will start to do massive amounts of damage to the tower, hopefully. So he did play that a little well with the minion horde on top of my 3 muskets, but that didn't really matter too much. And now instead of logging the Goblin Barrel, I decided to leave it alone. And that will probably get me way too close to my tower being dead with a minute left in the game. So that will probably be game because of a dumb mistake. So I'm going to save up for 3 muskets right in the middle. But first he's going to start a push. And that was really dumb because what I did before, because I have no counter for this kind of push. Because his wizard can wrap up everything. And I'll try to place a giant. That giant will do nothing. And then Electro Wizard, but because of that Goblin Barrel, I would have had like 400 more health on that tower. That was not the case because I just let it go instead of logging it or something. So that was really stupid. And now, I'm going to need to place a Skeleton Army on top of that. And he will get 1 hit from the minion. And that tower is so close to being dead. And with 15 seconds, I dropped the 3 muskets in the center, which was actually really dumb. So now I have absolutely nothing to defend against this bush, and that will be game with 1 witch hit. And that was actually really close, because if I would have waited with the 3 muskets a little while, I could have easily came back and won that game with them in the center. Now I'll open that chest that I just got, and a golem, which is kind of nice. And now I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'll just leave the deck, because I think that was close enough. And maybe I'll put in the Ice Spirit to get a little cheaper and take out the Electro Wizard or the minions. And basically now, my Electro Wizard will be one of my 2 counter cards. And I'll also put in the Zap, so I can take out minions instead of the log. So, now, I have a double Zap and I have a Fireball. So hopefully I will be able to take out minions if he has them. And hopefully all will go well. But once again, I am playing level 9. So, going to start off with the giant in the back, and then go ahead with the Electro Wizard. He will place a wizard on the other side, so think about what he's going to do there. I'll just counter that with an Ice Spirit, because Ice Spirit counters wizard pretty well if you can suffer the 1 damage or 2 hits that he will do. And then I will put a heal spell on that push right there. So that is really nice. And I will drop a Skeleton Army, but I probably really should have waited with that, because he was able to zap that, and I will need to zap off his prince, and then fireball his elite barbarians, and I will suffer a little amount of damage on my tower, and now he randomly places Skeleton Army, and I will just clean that up with an Electro Wizard, and Electro Wizard will get a quite amount of hits off on the tower. So now he has a minion horde, and I don't have any counter for that, so I will just play a giant defensively, and the giant will just clean up the minions basically, because the tower will have enough time to hit every single one of them down. So I guess that was 5 for 5 counter, but now I don't really have anything for his Elite Barbarians and Fireball, and then Ice Spirit. Ice Spirit should have been way closer. I could have gotten like 1 or 2 less hits on that. So both my towers have taken a lot of damage, but his towers have taken some amount, not as much though. So I'll place an Electro Wizard to counter, and he will place a Rage. So Electro Wizard will get a few hits off, and then a Zap will clean up that Prince. So that was a pretty nice counter. But now, once again, he knows that I have absolutely nothing. And I decide to screw the minions, which was probably the worst decision ever. And I go to heal my 3 Musketeers. And I did take the first tower, but still, you will probably be able to take this tower now with all he has there and the Prince. But my Electro Wizard and Ice Spirit will be able to counter the Prince. And if I can get a push going right now in the middle after this with the 3 muskets, I probably will be able to win this game. So that is nice. 3 muskies in the middle, but they will lock onto Elite Barbarians. I will heal them, and it'll only end up healing one of them. So probably place an Ice Spirit there, and then a Skeleton Army. And didn't take any damage on my tower yet until those skeletons started doing work. And now I'm gonna need to place Electro Wizard in the middle to counter his minion, and then I'll keep on trying to put a giant in the middle, but I don't really get time. So then I'll put the giant right there, and then he'll rage at the ground, which is kind of useless. And now if I can get my 3 muskets in the middle right here, this should be game, because he has Elite Barbarians to counter them again, which is actually really annoying. Now I have 1 musket onto his tower, and now if I can get the second one there with and if I played that Zap Wizard a second later, I would have gotten the Zap on that minion, but I did not. And now I will need to place a Skeleton Army for his Prince. And with 4 seconds left, because I had to play that giant in defense, I will not be able to get my 3 muskets in the middle one last time. So I will play complete defense for the 4 seconds by dropping Fireball on his Elite Barbarian. So that was game. I probably could have won there if I didn't play that giant in defense and just played like one of my other cheaper cards, so I could gotten the 3 muskets in the middle. And now I'm gonna go to my normal deck that I use all the time, my Golem deck. I'm putting a heal spell there, which I probably should have done earlier in the video, because this is probably a much better deck to use, and this will probably be the last battle of the day. So, gonna put a Golem in the back, start off with some pressure, and he's going to play a musket on the other side, and then a Hog Rider. So I will get down Barbarians a little to the side though, so they will get not as good of efficiency as they would have if I would have put Thought coming right down the middle of them. And now I will support my Golem with an Electro Wizard and take the damage on the other side, which was probably not the best idea, but it was okay. And now I'm going to heal my Golem. So this is probably a little stunning to him, because the heal spell isn't even out in the game yet. It's only in the challenge, so he probably wasn't expecting the heal spell, but it did work pretty well with that push. Now I'm going to drop minions over there. Going to need to drop, I guess, guards on the other side, but he will probably end up taking my tower with that. And there he does it. So, already not looking good 1 minute into the battle. So now, he does place an Electro Wizard, but my guards will probably get enough damage on that, so I'll just let him be, unless he plays something to support that. So he will not play anything, and I will start it with another Golem push on the same side that I started before. and hopefully I will be able to do a lot of damage with this push and get this back even once double elixir starts. So we're going to place the Electro Wizard to back up the Golem. And if I can play my Zap a little early on his Skeleton Army that he's probably going to play again, should be able to save my Electro Wizard. So I'm going to drop a Fireball there and put the heal down and then the Zap. And I will be able to save my Electro Wizard, but it will lock onto the Hog Rider. And the Hog Rider will not get any hits off on my tower. And I will be able to double Electro Wizards. So this is going to completely zap the tower out. And if I can get a Golem in the middle, that would be sick. So here's a Golem, and the tower will end up locking onto the Electro Wizard. But now it will start locking on to the Golem, and that is awesome. Now if I can heal the Electro Wizard right here, that is how you're supposed to play the game with the heal spell, because I just beat a level 10. So that was a very nice win. I'm going to continue playing that deck, and hopefully I can get into Hog Mountain. And now, because it is 12 o'clock in the morning, I do have a new offer in the shop. And it is Epic Sunday. So that will do it for this episode, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.